Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream, and welcome to Friday afternoon here in Moscow. Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the few-minute delay. I just needed to double check that I had my settings correct. I hope everyone's not so bothered I'm a few minutes late. I'm sorry about that. I have been sitting here for the last half an hour preparing, but I always want to make sure that the camera and the microphone and the lighting is good. So if you can see me, hear me, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. There is quite a few people already here in the live stream, so thank you for joining a little bit earlier. Thank you to people who have put thumbs up already. There's 13 likes. Thank you so much. I'm maybe my voice is a little bit off today. I did film a video yesterday that you should be able to see on the channel a little bit later tonight. I'm just trying to work through the subtitles of the new video. I really like to make sure that the words that I've said is how Google is translating them, and then I can have it then translate to other languages. But it sometimes picks up words and then types it with the wrong spelling completely. And then if you do watch it with the translation on, it's a little bit awkward to read. So I'm just always trying to perfect that. So yeah, also I've got a little bit of a flu. I think I'm over it today. I've gone through the kind of different days and different stages of it. Very strange because I don't get sick very often, and how I got a flu on kind of the last few days, I don't know. Just it is what it is. So I've actually got water with lemon. Actually, I'm nearly through the second bottle today, so I'm trying to drink water rather than having soda or sugary drinks. I think it helps a little bit. A few people were already here in the chat a little bit earlier. Just a couple of things. I can't read or write Russian. So if you are typing in Russian, obviously, please keep it nice. Hopefully one or two maybe of the moderators will join us. And if something is not too nice, it'll be deleted or removed. So I'm sorry if I can't say names. I will try and keep up with the chat. Generally, the chat goes a little bit faster than I can keep up with, so I'm sorry about that. If you do have questions, just ask away. Put things in the comments, chat with each other. If you want to reply to each other and chat to somebody else in the chat, just put the @ symbol first, and then start typing that person's name, and you'll see it come up. And then it'll highlight on their screen when you're replying to somebody else. And then likewise, if you want to chat to me, I guess you can just type in the chat, but you can put like @ and then Traveling with Russell, and then it'll highlight on the screen. I do use two different screens. The one I'm using primarily is the one that I can put comments up on the screen. Like Mike put here that I'm a goat. If anyone doesn't know, goat is greatest of all time. I'm not sure if it maybe is a reference to a goat or not. My throat has been very sore like a billy goat in the last few days. So hopefully I'll kind of get through the live stream. I think I will. Wow, there's 44 people joining live. Thank you so much. It is a little bit earlier for Moscow time. It's currently just after 5 p.m. here. It does suit a little bit better for Europe. It suits a little bit better for Australia. I'm not sure if anyone watches from New Zealand. And I think it's early morning in America, if I'm not mistaken. I was going to watch some of the tennis later, so I think it's early morning in the US. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Goldie. Hello. Again, if you've typed something in Russian, I'm sorry that I can't read it. So hopefully it's all nice. Sam, hello. Makaroshinka, hello. Arthur, I was here. Hello. Monsieur Mike, hello. A few of the regulars who are always on the live streams, thank you so much. I did put a poll just up there about, do you like polls? Put a poll if you do like polls. Somebody posted a comment, I think today or yesterday, saying that the questions were silly or dumb, and why are you asking them? I mean, they're very simple yes or no questions. It's just interesting. It's fun. It's good to get a bit of a gauge on certain questions. You know, I asked, do you have a driver's license? And then people commented it's private information. I mean, I don't know where somebody is in the world to know if they've got a driver's license or not, but it is what it is. But I think 89% of people said yes, with 11% said no. So maybe a couple of people don't like polls. They're in the community tab. They come up if you're opening your home screen, particularly on desktop, they come up. I'm not too sure how easy you see them on mobile, but Aussie, hello. Maybe it is a good time for Aussies. Andrew, hello, and thanks for being a channel member as well. You've got that green icon there. I think there's also different emojis that you can type, Andrew. Maybe you can try to do them. The only thing with StreamYard, you can't put them up on the screen here. Penny, hello. Arthur, John Allen, hello. Yes, I can see and hear you. Thank you, Penny. Thank you so much. Hello from Spain. Oh, you got this. Thank you so much. Hi, Russell from Niagara Falls, Canada. Tracy. Wow, I've been only to the east coast of Canada where the cruise ships are. I've been to Vancouver as well, where the cruise ships sail to. I've been to in Canada. Yes, I can hear you and watch you. I'm from Scotland. Oh, Goldie, hello. Thank you so much. If anyone does want to help out the channel in any way, there is a few different options if anyone wants to do things like donations. I do have the donation alerts text box on my other screen, which actually is over here to me, but over there to you. I can't put that up on the screen if someone does do donation alerts, but it does work. 2 people actually donated outside of live streams in the last 5 days. So thank you so much. 1 is anonymous and 2 are people that are actually in the Telegram channel. So thank you so much. I know who you are. If anyone does the super chats on the live stream, they can come right up on the screen. Yeah, there is actually somebody put a comment on another donation from Donation Alerts. Do you have Patreon and Boosty? That would be much easier way to donate periodically so that you'd have some money you can rely on. I did set up a Boosty account, but I keep forgetting to put the link in the description of all the videos. I'd have to go back over all the videos and add it into the ways to help the channel list of things. There is also PayPal, and there is actually an Amazon store that I've been using for when I had the cruise ship channel, and some people actually shop on Amazon, and that basically comes back in a tiny percentage to the original person who posted the link. So yeah, I do have Boosty, but I just don't have the link pinned somewhere or typed somewhere. I don't really like having too many different ways to do donations, but people keep asking for them, so I keep doing them. Sorry if I'm looking down. I am looking down at the chat. The camera is slightly above me. I know I apologize for this every time, but I'm just that kind of person. So thank you, Bear Bull, for being 14 months as a channel member. That's pretty cool how it comes up on the screen. Thank you, Bear Bull. So maybe Bear Bull and oh my gosh, too many tabs open. Tabs everywhere. Maybe Andrew and Bear Bull, if you can try the emojis. I've only got a couple of them set up. I need to do more. So been sent to Russia from other countries, and how some of these companies will go after these countries for violating trademarks. Yeah, there is a lot of companies still operating in Russia. There is a lot of companies that haven't left Russia. There's a lot of companies who have got very specific statements about their companies and how some of them aren't investing more money in Russia. But that doesn't mean they've left Russia. So they're still here. They're just not supporting the company that's still here. It's just very strange, well, interesting, I think is probably the best word, how different companies have worded their press releases about, what they're doing inside Russia. Oh, now it's jumped ahead with a chat. Oh my gosh. Get a hot toddy down you, Russell. Yes. I'm not a big drinker of like the brandy or the whiskeys. I know it'll kind of clear the throat. I'm going to take a drink now that you mention it. I just need to keep sipping on something. I've also got cough lozenges. I've got some Strepsils. Actually, these are our barley strepsils that we bought in Indonesia. We bought quite a few different things. My wife gave me some other tablets. These ones are basically like cough lozenges, but they don't taste very good. So I'm trying to do the ones that taste better. Have you a Minecraft server? I don't do any gaming, Artur, so no Minecraft server. I'm sorry. Milk, honey, and whiskey. Yeah, I'm not a big milk drinker. Milk and dairy products aren't good for my stomach. I am trying to drink yogurt at the moment, like flavored yogurts, and it's not so good. I'm a Russian. Hello. Nick. I'm from Scotland. Moscow seems like a really sophisticated city. High standards of living. Just wondered what the standard is outside Moscow. Please have you tested for COVID? I have it. No, I don't think it's COVID. I haven't done a test for COVID for quite a long time. I really think it's a cold or a flu. It started out as blocked nose, then sore throat, now a little bit of a cough. When I think I had COVID a couple of years ago, it sounds so long ago now, maybe a year and a half ago, it was a big difference in how I felt. It just knocks you down and you just basically can't get off the sofa or out of the bed and things like that. Whereas this, I'm kind of able to get about. Actually, I may seem a little bit weaker now while I'm doing the chat because I'm just constantly talking. So yeah, no, I've not done a test for that for really quite a while. Good day. Thank you, Sean. Hello. Yeah, maybe there's more Australians watching. Thank you so much if you are. Andrew likes the earlier time. Yes, I do too. My wife's working until just after 7 or 7:30. I think she said she finishes. She actually worked this morning. She had the afternoon off. If you don't know, my wife has a nail salon in the same building where we live downstairs. And it's basically by appointment only. She doesn't sit there all day if there's nobody with bookings. So she does her bookings, comes home, goes back to work, and has another booking like she's got now. So 10 a.m. Eastern. Is that in America, I think, or maybe it is? Hello to 2 people in Russian. Again, I can't pronounce your names. I'm very sorry. How do you like Russia? I've lived here for a lot of years. Originally, it was on and off. I was traveling back to work in America, back to Australia, back to Russia. And then the last 2 years now, full time, since we were in Australia previously. I enjoy living here. I mean, it's very hard to kind of give that positive opinion when everything's going on right now, because a lot of people want a different opinion and a different answer to the question. So, I mean, I like the town we live in. We're not immediately close to Moscow in terms of the city center. We're about, you have to catch a bus about 30 minutes to the metro station. Then I take the metro train going into the city. It's about an hour, just over an hour, depending on traffic, to get into Moscow. So I live in a quieter area. It's about 40 or 50 kilometers southwest of Moscow. We've got a super chat. Oh, I can put them on the screen. Oh, this is interesting too. This is from Adonius93. How would you compare Western women with Russian women? Well, obviously, I'm married. I have a Russian wife. Wow. How would I compare them? I guess my wife would be the better person to answer the question, comparing herself or Russians with her when she lived in Australia. I think they dress better. I'm sorry, and I apologize if I'm being very honest about the answer. They're very smartly dressed. If you see a lot of the videos that I make where I film in public, obviously a lot of my videos are in public. You know, people dress up to go to the shops, go to the supermarket, go to a park. People dress nicely. They do a lot of nail care and self-care, nails and beauty and facials. It's a big thing that the Russian ladies do. I mean, without sort of being bad about things, Adonius, I just think overall if I compare them to Australian girls, I mean, the thing is here, for instance, we lived in Perth by the beach. There is obviously a better year-round weather in Australia, so there's more of an outdoor lifestyle in Australia year-round, whereas here you pretty much take advantage of that summer. Okay, autumn, summer, spring, autumn, summer. Whereas in winter you don't get out. It's hard to go to a park. You can't really go anywhere because it's just too cold, -15, -20. So, I think it's it's really like one country versus the rest of the world you're comparing. So I'm sorry if I'm not giving you the ultimate answer, but yeah, I think it's kind of a reasonable answer. Thank you for the super chat, though. That was very nice of you. Now I'm really not going to find where I was chatting up to. I like the earlier live streams. Hi from Sevastopol, Crimea. Seth, hello. Nice. Is the weather a little bit nicer further south? Actually, the only day that I really wanted to stay home was today because I just didn't feel well from the last couple of days. I went out 2 days in a row for the whole day. And then today it's actually nice weather. Yesterday I went out and it was pouring with rain for quite a few hours, particularly the hours that I was outside waiting for the bus, I got a taxi to go somewhere yesterday briefly. And then when I came back home, it was raining. And then now it's blue. Well, it's cloudy outside, but it's reasonably nice weather. And now I'm painting the bathroom door. Oh, green and gold. Well, green and gold. A wee bit of Australian. Our house in Scotland. Thank you. Poles are good. Yeah, it's basic. It's the wattle is the green, and I'm not sure what the gold reference is. I always wattle green. So yeah, green and gold is the Australian colors. It's profiling. When I ask questions, wow. Bear Bull again, hello. I know you're a long-time watcher of the channel. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Amur, hello. Hello, Vladimir. Hi from Ufa. Yes, my wife is also from Ufa. Did a couple of videos there. I hope they came out okay. Really like Ufa as a place. I mean, it's a considerably smaller place than Moscow population-wise. About just over 1 million people in Ufa, the Ufa and Ufa region. I'm not sure how they count the population. Thank you for the emojis. Some of the companies will go after countries about, yeah. I mean, just talking about that again there, DW ran a story about Western countries sending goods to Russia. I mean, look, they'll end up, Russia's allowing what's called parallel imports, which is goods coming in from other countries. You can see that notably in any retail store that I go to, any supermarket. Actually in the video I did yesterday, that'll be out hopefully tonight, I pointed out a couple of food items that are from foreign countries. In Russia, your thoughts? In Russia. Well, I guess I'm just going to talk generally about Russia through the whole video. So, TW, hello. Always good to see a live stream from one of my favorite channels. Joey, thank you so much. Brozonsky, thank you. That's very nice of you. Oh, Andrew, look, they don't come up on the screen when I do this. They come up in the chat, but not up on the screen. So, how do I get the emojis? I think I don't know how. I think when you got, are you on desktop? I know it says add reaction on desktop, and then it's got the list of them. I know I can see them on desktop, but I'm not sure on mobile if there's where you're typing, if they come there. Greetings from Lake Baikal. You've got a perfect English, so I understand everything you're talking about, even with B1 level. That's very good, Victor. Thank you. Victor in India, November Tango. That's interesting, your name. A lot of hypocrisy going around in most companies. Yeah, it's, at the end of the day, well, nobody's sort of told, I guess nobody in Russia has told any company to leave. It's the company's decisions who left or decided to pull out or not stay or whatever they did. So that's their decision, I guess. And you go to the supermarket, things are still on the shelves. You go to the stores. Good example is at the place where I was yesterday was the It's a place called Good Luck. I made the video about it, which is a shop selling goods that were from factories that produce the items for IKEA. And all the items they sell in the store are IKEA products that are from factories. IKEA had factories in Russia that were producing IKEA products for domestic sale and for export. A good majority of the stuff they made in Russia at the IKEA factories were exported to Europe and to other regions around the world. They produced far more than they sold domestically. And then IKEA used other Russian companies to make products basically under license or for IKEA. So those companies obviously then don't have anywhere to sell things to because IKEA stopped buying products because the IKEA stores are closed. So these companies have come up with a way to continue selling IKEA products, but now under the brand of the store that they've created. So yeah, there's 2 different videos on the channel if you want to check them out. It might be interesting. One was called Swed House, SWED House, and the other one is Good Luck. Actually, I walked past it yesterday because it was in the same business park where I was, and it looks like they're opening a Good Luck outlet store. Where they've got the stuff like the odds and ends and the stuff that's made and not, in packaging. So, greetings from Albuquerque. Hello, Keith. How's it going? Going back on cruise ships, you don't have to worry about that, I guess. Yeah, cruise ships are always a thing. Have you ever been offended by Russian people? No. It's okay, where people speak English. I meet subscribers every day. Yesterday, I think it was 5 subscribers that I met in the place that I was filming the video. Pretty much every day of the week in public, I meet subscribers. Obviously, where I don't fully understand Russian language, I'm not sure if someone's yelling at me or abusing me or saying something to me. But in terms of being offended, no, not at all. Long time. Hope you're well. Thank you so much. Hello from Togliatti, which is the home of Lada. I think Lada is Alexei in Togliatti, right? Is it only a Lada that produces there, or is it other companies? You're Superman. You live in Russia. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Eagerly waiting for some thunderstorms here. It's been 40 degrees all week. Yeah, it's not that temperature here. Excuse me. That's the cough I need to not have. How do you get to the emojis? Special emojis for traveling with Russell. Yeah, I need to do one for the cruise ships, right? All I know is not to fly with people who speak out what they feel about. Now, here we go. Oh, gosh. All right. I'll just skip over that comment. Free speech will prevail in Russia. Look, you can. It's interesting. If anyone's ever been to Red Square or to Alexander Garden, Menage Square, if you know the area right there in the center, there's always 1 or 2 people actually protesting. Technically, in Russia, 1 person can protest alone. But if you're in a group, it's considered a protest and it's not correct to do that. And there's always somebody. Actually, when I was there about 5 days ago, there was two different people doing 2 different. I don't think they were necessarily protesting. They were just voicing their opinions, not together, but immediately away from each other. I think they were just talking about different things completely. But you can go up to them and interact with them, and they've usually got a sign or a poster or a flag about something. Nice and beautiful Moscow. Trump is coming to Russia. Do you think so, Alexander? Insane Russian woman, insane, but in different ways. Michael, that's true. Yeah, my wife, the thing when she yells at me, she yells at me in Russian. So it's a little bit less offensive when she says bad words to me. Have you been to Kaliningrad? No, I haven't. No. Yeah, thank you so much. Love your content and honest portrayal of the country. I live in Moscow, and as a Brit, have no problems but find the weak ruble a concern. Yeah, look, this is difficult to kind of understand the whole thing with the ruble because there's a lot of videos about the ruble collapsing or the weak ruble. Now, for instance, if I bring Australian dollars to Russia or US dollars or euros, at the moment it's strong in terms of bringing money into the country. So it's a positive if you're bringing dollars into the country to spend it, whatever you're going to do with it. It's only weak if you're taking it out of the country. So if I was to send money to Australia, I would get a lower exchange rate than I would have 3 months ago or a year ago, 2 years ago. So yeah, it's depends on how you look at that kind of ruble collapsing, which was the words that we used last week. Pretty much around 30 degrees until October-ish. I wish they were that warm here in Moscow. Have you ever met your subscribers on the streets? Yes, talking about that. Pretty much every day of the week. Literally yesterday, I met one. I was chatting to one and another person came up to me. I always don't like it when it's two people because I need to really, engage with both people at the same time. But yes, every day, even when I'm with my wife out walking or on the bus, on the metro, it happens a lot more than you'd think on a city with 15 or 17 million people. Frasball, hello. Gold is for the wheat. Gold is for the wheat from the country. So yeah, wheat for the gold, and then the green wattle is for the trees. Thank you, Michael. That's very nice. He's going around. Hope you will get well soon. Thank you. Respiratory syncytial virus. Yeah, just common flu, common cold. Thumbs up. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thumbs ups. Now, hello from Morocco. Wow. Love watching your videos as a citizen of Russia. Keep up the work, buddy. Yes. Yeah, the video coming out today or tomorrow. I don't really want to put the video on the channel right now because I haven't corrected the subtitles. And I do see a lot of people watching videos from around the world with subtitles on. So I don't want to always have the channel on there without. I know a lot of the older videos don't have subtitles, and you can do auto subtitles from YouTube and Google. But I like to go through the written description that Google comes up with or YouTube for what I've said, and then just correct the spelling, put some full stops, punctuation, things like that. You're live. Awesome. Hello. Oh, Susan, thank you so much. Thank you. Anything? You'll be visiting the Aurus car factory soon. Oh, that would be really amazing. Ray, I was thinking of going to the Aurus dealership, not the Aurus factory, unless somebody knows somebody who's friends with a cousin of somebody. A lot of the things where I've got to go to these different factories and places is been from people contacting me who are either working for the company or know somebody at the company. So yeah, that would be really amazing. I want to go to, there's a couple of Aurus dealerships. There's one right in Moscow City where the skyscrapers are. There's also one near metro station Zeal, which I've actually not been inside, but I know the dealership. There's a Mercedes one next to the Aurus one. So from Ufa with love. Oh, more people from Ufa. Thank you. Yeah, we had a very nice lunch when we went on the last day before we went to the airport. We went to a really nice place for lunch. I don't know the name of it, but I had lamb chops. Beautiful lamb chops. It was like they were done on shashlik or barbecue. My God, they were nice. 127 people watching. 87 likes. Thank you so much. Can we get to 100 likes maybe, do you think? Let me see. You are famous in my church, World, Annapolis, Maryland. Wow. Thank you, Jane. I'm famous in your church. By the way, Russell, how long have your family been living in Australia? Because somehow you speak pretty good British English, not Australian English. Yes. My parents emigrated to Australia, my gosh, 40 years ago, a long time ago. My mum is very much Australianized. My dad is still very Yorkshire, very eggs, beans, and chips, very English. My Dad doesn't like hot weather, doesn't like cold weather, doesn't like everything. So yeah, that's probably why the English comes across a lot more English than Australian. Thank you, showing the truth. I just show what I see. That's what I talk about. When people ask me about what my channel's about, I'm just filming what I see and going to simple places that anybody anywhere in the world could do, where you live, for instance, or where somebody lives. It's just a matter of up and doing that, right? The EVA range in Russia for a while. Yeah, there is a lot of factories in Russia that produced for export more than for domestic sale. Yeah, I saw that today, Sergey. Heineken sold their business in Russia for €1. I saw that. I read that this morning I guess you don't watch it. You read Zen News, which people keep telling me it's not news to read, but it's got a lot of collated news in one website. So my spiritual, yes, I'm learning much from you. Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. Greetings to everybody here, Russian folks and abroad. Velgrath, thank you. Can you tell us about Australian wildlife? Is it so dangerous as memes, jumping spiders, sharks? Yes, it is. It's very isolated when things happen. You know, shark attacks at the beaches about every 6 months, every maybe couple per year, depending on where you live. Spiders are very common everywhere in Australia, so you just have to be nice to them. You know, a lot of people mostly get accidentally bitten more than they do purposely. I'm not sure about jumping spiders. Snakes are not everywhere. Depends on where you live regionally. If you're in the city area, there's not as many snakes. But yes, there's definitely lots of wildlife. You check your shoes in the morning if you've got your shoes outside. Yeah, it's just, you're just cautious. That's all. Donation alerts is working. Anonymous. Thank you so much. I won't read out the amount of the donation on donation alerts because I don't think it's fair to do that. Obviously, with super chats, it comes up on the screen. Follow your journalistic investigations. Your point is obvious, but you never say about your private feelings, which brands and your previous live gone bro. But you never say about your private feelings. Yeah, I don't really do. Most of the videos just anonymous. I'm not sure who anonymous is, but thank you so much. I pretty much do the videos that are title specific, and then it goes, they're basically search intensive titles. So that Russian typical supermarket, Russian typical apartment, and then people will find them in search. I'm not doing necessarily vlogs or vlogging. Some people call it blogging, but it's with a V. So yeah, I don't really talk about personal or private feelings in videos because I don't make videos that are about me necessarily. It's about places that I see, places where I go, places that I encounter. So yeah, things like live streams, I can do that a lot easier because I can answer back to questions and give my honest answer right here versus talking about it in a video. I just find that the videos that I'm making have a longer lifespan on the YouTube platform versus doing something that's a daily style video. Never really tried to do a daily vlog, but I should at some point, but I just don't think it'll work for the channel. I don't think I do enough interesting things every day that would make up a video. So, and also Max, thank you also for donation alerts. Thank you. They were literally exactly the same time they came in. So thank you so much. Love your vids. Thank you. Yeah, you can put a comment on donation alerts. Very similar you can with super chats. So your habit. How do you feel yourself? Your habit brands leave out. Okay, I'm not really feeling good the last couple of days. This is my stay-at-home day today. I know it's Friday and it happened to be beautiful weather when I woke up. Tomorrow I'll definitely go out. There is a couple of conventions in Moscow this weekend. One's a fishing and hunting convention. So hopefully I can go to that. And there is another car exhibition or expo in the same convention center which I've got tickets for both of them at the same time. And I was going to go to them at the same time and maybe do 2 separate videos, or just see if I can put together a video. If anyone watched the Iranian car video, I went to that car parts convention in Moscow City. Huge convention, literally tens of thousands of people there. I really was thinking about doing about the amount of Chinese manufacturers or distributors that they've got with car part stands, but I really just wanted to go see that car as well. So it's just Lada that's in Togliatti, or Togliatti, as we say. Sorry, Togliatti. Thank you for putting that out. You know, it was based on a Fiat, and they brought in some Italian engineers and even built a small Italian named city for workers. Wow. I didn't know that. I've learned a little bit from watching B-Road Russia channel, which is Sam's Russian adventure channel. And he talks about a lot about mono cities, which are cities or towns around Russia that had one industry or one factory or one product that they were making, producing, or exporting from there, or domestically using it. Shalom, hello. Named after Palmiri Togliatti. Sorry, I'm going to keep reading Togliatti, the Italian communist. Oh, there we go. Sorry, just itchy. Hello, chat. Vinyl Tadpole. That's an interesting channel name. I like where people have got interesting channel names. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Paran. Maybe someone at the dealership can link you up with the factory. That would be well, if I go to the Auris place, I can mention it. That was really how the Moscovich factory tour came about, because I actually just mentioned in the video that I wouldn't mind going for a test drive, and the people from the Moscovich factory emailed me asking me if I wanted to go for a test drive, and you can do it at the factory, which I did around the plant. So, oh, another donation alerts. Thank you. Russell, you can't avoid your private feelings. If you do, it looks like you sold your soul. For example, supermarket Pitorichka. Am I right? I wouldn't say that. I'm sure a lot of people know my background. I worked in retail all my life since I was 15 or 16 years old. I left high school early to work in a camera store and a photo developing store. I've worked in retail my whole life. After land-based jobs, I worked at the airport in duty free. I went to work on cruise ships. I came home during COVID. I went to work in supermarkets. And that's pretty much where the supermarket thing came from on the cruise channel. I'm not sure about selling my soul. The idea was actually, I was trying to still settle on a niche for the channel and to stick to the same videos continuously. But then I kind of branched out from shopping centers, supermarkets, these IKEA-like stores, and then going to some conventions as well. And I think the channel's got a good mix. That's also anonymous. Thank you for the donation alerts. Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm selling my soul. I just go to supermarkets. There is no, I don't even, if I go and make a video there, like the one I was at yesterday, I was at a supermarket. I mean, I guess the video is not a secret. It's coming out later on the channel. And I literally, what happened was yesterday, I went to go look at an apartment, not for sale, but I went to go look at an apartment. So we went to go look at an apartment for sale close to where we live. And when we were coming out of the apartment, there was another door open in the corridor where they were working on it. And I just wanted to poke my head in to have a look at the layout to see if it's the same as the apartment we went to look at. And the guy spoke perfect English. He was super nice. And then I kind of mentioned that I have a YouTube channel and I do apartment tours. And I said, I wouldn't mind going on an apartment tour of an apartment, right? One of yours would be ideal. My wife couldn't really get it across to the real estate agent that we were with what I do. So yesterday he and I, we met up at an apartment that he's a master builder, if you want to call it that, or a master that basically does the remodeling of apartments, what's called turnkey remodeling. So from literally getting the apartment with no construction inside to finishing literally every part of it. And I guess the story of what happened yesterday got a bit mixed up because he was showing me the apartments like I wanted to get an apartment remodeled. And he showed me two in the same complex. And then he's like, oh, you can film these apartments, which were partially finished. And I really want to show an unfinished apartment and how you buy them when they're being built, the towers. So we're going to try to get together and film one somewhere. And then he said, oh, I'll drop you off at the metro station on the way for you to go home. And I said, look, I'm going to go to Moscow. So he dropped me off at a different station that I don't normally go to. And there's a supermarket in there. So I thought, oh, I'll just make a video while I'm there. Perfect. And it's literally just me just wandering in, filming, and wandering out. And I had a bit of lunch at the same place. So, yeah, a bit of a long answer. I'm sorry. I know the chat's gone a bit crazy since then, but that's just me. I do keep seeing hearts popping up on the chat, on the other chat when people are chatting literally. I've got two different chats open that I can see. So thank you. Whoever's putting hearts and fireworks, thank you so much. That's so nice. Now I just need to scroll that over a little because it doesn't show how many likes. So yes, this virus is spreading very fast. Cough, flu, etc., but no admissions at hospitals. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, this is, and I'm also very stubborn when I get a cold or flu as well. Thank you. I'm going to take a drink for the reminder. Yeah, I'm very stubborn that I don't want to take medication. I just took these the lozenges because it was really my throat that was the thing that's hurting, really. So, just watching your stream 1 year ago where internet was not working and you were really disappointed and flat. Watched the end out of curiosity and flicked off to see you on live now. Wow. Thank you, Mozzie. Yeah, that was when we were in the old apartment. Or was it the one where I did a couple where I've gone walking in Moscow and it just doesn't get the signal when I do live stream with my phone and I go for a walk, for instance. That reminds me to switch off my Wi-Fi, which will be slowing down the whole signal. Yeah, I went to do one walking in Red Square. I tried to do one in Gorky Park. I really want to do a walking live stream, but I'm always worried that the connection won't be as good a quality. And it's also quite hard to read the screen while you're walking too. So I feel like I'd miss the chat. Costing double the price. Well, they're not double the price, but there is a lot of, I think they talked about 46 different Russian car brands will be in Russia in the next 2 years. I mean, there's Chinese cars, sorry, 46 Chinese car brands. There's Russian, I want to say Russian. There's Chinese car brands in Australia. When I was also in Bali, we saw them as well. So they're everywhere. Tell us something in Australian English. I think the most famous is throw another shrimp on the barbie, which is throw a shrimp on the barbecue. Don't come the raw prawn with me. I don't know where that one comes from. A lot of it's just slang words mostly. I was watching the football earlier from Australia. I watched the Friday night football in the morning in Russia because of the time difference, and they talked about the footballer had a good physique, and they say he's got a great rig on him. So the rig is his body. What a great rig he's got, and it's really talking about a man. A man can say it about another man. What a rig! But Evening Commandos. Where are your likes for the stream? I think there's lots of likes. We have 143 right now. So that's really good. Highway, thank you for the donation alerts. Hopefully when people are putting the question or the comment on a super chat or donation alert, it's nice and I can read it. We Russians love you. Your objective, not subjective opinion. Subjective opinion. Please keep your balls. Say the truth. Rude, maybe sometimes not pleasant, but truth. You are one of the best. Subscribe to you. Thank you, Highway, for the donation alerts. Yeah, look, again, almost all the videos that I do, I'm just walking and talking, showing what I see, showing what I'm looking at, showing products or brands or whatever's on the shelf in a store. I mean, if I go to this car parts thing tomorrow, I'm not too sure. Hopefully, I really want to go see the cars more than the car parts. I just find it a very complicated topic, talking about all these different car part manufacturers and distributors in terms of putting it together in a video. So, yes, I love your objective, not subjective, not subjective. I think I read it right. Thank you, Highway. Everyone in your chat sending positive vibes. Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty much the positiveness. Sean, thanks for the thumbs up. Your videos are very eye-opening for many people in the West who perceive Russia as a frozen wasteland. In winter, there's places that feel like that right where I live. But that's just fields across the highway here that just freeze over and snow over. And it's such a, contrasting place with the 4 seasons in Russia. Heineken won't want to be associated with Russia at any cost. Morals, I presume. What is your favorite daily bread in Russia? At the moment, we're going to, well, I don't even know what the bakery's called. There's a bakery next to the Kuzvil store, where in a couple of buildings over from where I live, and we get this focaccia bread, which is baked in the bakery. So, and we make sandwiches out of it. Focaccia bread. My Life Pixeled, hello. Hello from Russia, dear friends. Hello. Oh, lots of hellos. Hellos in a row here. Mond, hello. Eve, hello. My Life Pixel, thank you. Also have been a channel member. Speaking of wildlife, I just saw a wallaby. This arvo. Yeah, there's an Australian word for you. Arvo. We slang word afternoon and say arvo at the Botanical Garden in southeast Melbourne. Never tired of seeing those beautiful animals. Yeah, the wallabies. They're essentially a small, cute-looking kangaroo. I guess that's the best way to describe a wallaby. Hello from Moscow. Derek, hello. Can you show us Russian goom? I've got a few videos, Sean, on the channel of Russian goom. I think if you type the word luxury shopping center or luxury supermarket, there's a couple of different videos of goom. Maybe I need to do a new updated one. I find even if I do a video of somewhere that I've been already, a lot of new subscribers who maybe have not gone back over the catalog of old videos will watch it still, right? So I love your channel. Thank you, Daniel. Like Vorkuta. Yeah, Vorkutia. Yeah, this is, I mean, look, there's a lot of thousands of kilometers of not a whole lot in Russia too, right? So, I mean, you can drive an hour or 2 hours south of here and it just goes to open land. Freedom of speech as a thing. I'm not really, it's not really part of my conversation in terms of even answering questions on the channel here. It's definitely not a question that I'd answer in a video. So, Maxime, hello, I think that's Maxime. When you're not filming, what do you like to do for fun? By the way, good job at pronouncing my last name. Thank you. Where I live, everybody gets it wrong. What do I like to do for fun? I like to watch sport. I watch lots of streaming television here on my computer, so I can watch the football, Australian football, the golf, the tennis right now, US Open starting. I like to watch house renovating shows. So at the moment in Australia, The Block is on. It's a show called The Block, where they're renovating houses. My wife thinks it's quite funny because I like to watch all these shows, and then I'm not really a big doer myself, you know. But the thing is, like, this apartment where we're living here is rented. Where we lived in Australia was rented. It's not been our own place to do things. So yeah, I like to go to shopping centers. I know there's a lot of them on the video. These conventions as well. I find them super interesting. I know my wife will say they're super boring. Together, we like to go for walking in parks in Moscow. That's always nice. We went, obviously, to Ufa for a holiday. I like to go to places I've not been before as well. I just find everything so curious and interesting. Even in the town where I live, if I go down a different street and see things that I've not seen. But, yeah, house renovating shows. Greetings from California. I recently discovered your channel and we really liked it. Have you met Sergei Baklakov, another great streamer from Russia? I've never met him. No, he's also from Ufa, by the way, which is where my wife is from. That's how I know him before I did my channel. He did a lot of videos in Ufa. I think he lives in St. Petersburg primarily, so I think it would just be by chance that I'd see him in Moscow. I know a few friends that are in Moscow that are YouTubers have tried to contact him to do collaborations or get-togethers, and he's not replied to them or answered. So, yeah, I mean, I just find sometimes he's not polite in his live streams when he's answering people. He's quite opinionated about certain things. Hello, Russell, comrade. Hello, comrade Nick. Grandissimo for you for remembering Togliatti. Did I get it right again? Have I said it wrong? Alexandro, Togliatti City. Long time no see. How are you? Peter, I'm very well. Thank you. I'm not sure which Peter it is, but thank you. If it's my Uncle Peter or if it's another Peter, I'm doing well. Yes. We're looking forward to the Christmas season. Moscow's decorated so beautifully. Will you be streaming during the holidays? I will try to, particularly December, well, January, when the Christmas markets come December, January. Most of the things tend to focus more around January than December here. So, winning trades, you have silly stereotypes. So the new appointments that are provided totally empty. My apartment's new building was already built with wallpaper, etc. Yeah, I guess you can buy them finished or partially finished and things like that. I've seen that now on a lot of the new builds. The place where we went to look at the nearby town here, it's called Vesna. It's just across Kiev Highway from where we live. It's about 20-minute walk. The apartment was completely finished. There's already shops downstairs. The parks are all done. The playgrounds and stuff. School is built. And the apartment we worked at had no finishing inside. So it's up to people to finish them. The plastering, the walls, the kitchen, bathroom, things like that. David, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad I caught you live. I did put a like, and I'm glad that others are doing the same. Yes, David is a longtime follower of the channel. Also, David is very active. If anyone has Telegram, you're more than welcome to join the Telegram channel. It's called Traveling with Russell Channel. If you type that into a search on Telegram, that's where I post things. And then if you comment on a post, it takes you to a chat where there is now 400 people in the chat, and over 100 people are active every day there. And David is in Italy, and he likes to post his travels and what's going on. It makes everybody jealous that he's in Italy, drinking and eating food and wine and doing all the Italian things. I've been to Italy. I love the time that I spent there on cruise ships. Watching and seeing photos and videos from you feels like I'm there. I think maybe the same when you're watching videos about Russia. But thank you for the super chat. So, David, there's kind of two different ideas with the super chat fund. I know you talked about this, and we've talked about it for the comments on the poll. One is to get me to go and collect the subscriber plaque, which is in Australia right now. It's arrived. I might ask my mum or dad to take a photo of the box or them holding it, and I'll post it on the Telegram channel. The other one is about this apartment that I saw. I want to buy an apartment, small apartment, 30 or 40 square meters, and then document it on YouTube about the process of fixing it and remodeling it and whatever we're going to do with it. Thank you, David. That's so nice. Yeah, you caught live. I did give a little bit of notice. But if anyone wants to join the Telegram chat or channel, it would be nice. It's refreshing not to have personal opinions, at least on one channel, as there's so many opinionated YouTube channels. Yes, I agree with that as well, which is okay. They have their place, but it's nice to watch a neutral video. Thank you. Yes, I agree. There is definitely a lot of sides taken, if that's the right word to say. Channel is about Russia's beautiful cities and attractions, not... Yes, Marlene. Oh, Marlene, hello. I think you sent a buy me a Coke or buy me a coffee. Thank you so much, Melanie. It's good to see you again, Russell. Thank you. Sabrina's Adventures. Hello. Hello from Ufa. When you were in the city, I love... oh, gosh. I live near Kagadan. If I knew about your trip, I would have met you. I did meet... Where did we meet? We met a couple... Oh, the girls in Kuzni Tochka. I posted on my Telegram channel the photos. So we were just passing by with my wife's family to go get some cat food at a pet shop. And then my wife said, go in and grab yourself a burger because we're not going to eat till later. So I went in to order a burger. And then the girl from behind the counter comes out and like, hey, Russell, how are you? And I'm like, oh, traveling with the Russell channel. And then she like says to all the staff that were behind the counter at the Kuzni Tochka, which is what was McDonald's. And she was a teenager, I would say maybe university student. And yeah, it was just crazy. In Ufa, I met somebody. It's just so randomly when I meet people, because it's not something that I announce where I am or where I'm going. So hello from Aberdeen. We're on the way back from Kostroma. It's an amazing, cute place to visit. I've not been to Kostroma, no. Honey, lemon, and ginger, boiled water, turmeric. Wow, that's a lot of things. Yeah, my wife's been making me these lemon waters. I'm not a big water drinker. That's a big downfall for me. But she does the lemon in them, and it's easier to drink. Oh, David, hello. No, we met in Thailand on a holiday in Thailand quite a lot of years ago now. And she invited me here for a holiday. And I've never really left since then. Yeah, I never say shrimp, it's prawn. Yes, we say prawn, and we don't usually barbecue prawns, just sausages and meat, chicken skewers, or fish. Absolutely true. Yes, we don't barbecue prawns. I don't think I've ever barbecued prawns. Yeah, pretty much snaggers or sausages. Volgograd, I've not been to. Going to Ufa was a big thing. It was a couple of years since we went last time. This was about 3 weeks ago since we were there. Lack of real Parmesan. Oh, cheeses. There's a lot of cheese manufacturers in Russia. They even have cheese festivals here in Moscow. And actually, the one they mainly do is outside of Moscow somewhere. They're giving away free glasses. Yes, actually, that photo, Empower, on my Telegram channel, is I went in there to show them the picture because I thought it was limited. And I said, do you have these glasses? And they're like, oh, you just ordered a burger. You got to order the large Big Mac meal or big hit meal, and they give you the glass for 1 ruble extra. And they gave me the glass, and we got the photo together with the staff. So yeah, there's a collectible glass that you can get right now. I really need to get a couple of them myself. I don't really ever order the large meal when I go there. I just get the burgers or cheeseburger meal and things like that. Hello from Siberian guy that is temporarily located in Brazil. Wow, that's crazy. Can you buy Swiss cheese there? Yes, you can. Even in Globus, the supermarket. I've shown it in a few videos where I've shown the cheese section. And in Globus, they put the country flags on their products. So, greetings from London. You have a reddish mark on your forehead. I hope there's nothing to worry about. Yes, this comes every now and again. And we don't know why. It must be either a certain food or maybe dairy from me having these yogurts. Then it goes away for a while or a long time. Then it just randomly comes back. When I flew to Ufa, somebody at the airport, actually, I met a subscriber at the duty-free shop. We just walked through. We couldn't buy anything. And while I was chatting to him, the other girl was chatting to my wife. And she mentioned about the mark on my head. Yeah, these cups at Kuzni Tochka are different colors. So you can collect all different ones. Pretty good here, but Parmesan, they have it, but it's real mature. Oh, okay, so love the channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Philip. My family loves you. Wow, thank you, Keith. Do you prefer living in a big city like Moscow or spending time in smaller cities or rural areas? A little bit of both. I know that sounds a very boring answer. I like the fact that where we are here, we're far enough away from Moscow that we're not where there's just never-ending traffic and never-ending cars and noise. It's a lot quieter, this town where we are here. we've got that community local train station, the square, the Ulica Lenina Street, the church, the memorial. We've got the little shops by the train station, which make you feel like you're in a regional area. And then I can get on the bus and go to Moscow if I want to. I don't have video on the gymnasiums. No, I haven't. Or gyms. I filmed the one briefly through the window at the shopping center. It would be very difficult to film there because of the amount of people in public. Probably would be a difficult video. I wish I could donate, have a bunch of unused app store credit. My app has no option for super chats. Anyone know if it's an account region thing? I'm not sure, Daniel. If you want to do donation alerts, that can be for anybody anywhere in the world. That's definitely working for anybody in the world. Just a matter of logging in through it. The super chat, super thanks thing is through YouTube, which I think is blocked in Russia. That's why I set up that. Then if you are in Russia, I've also got SberBank, which is a bank-to-bank direct donation, which I seem to get more of them when I'm not doing live streams. So somebody's watched a video, and then you can actually put a comment on the money that you send as well, which is kind of interesting. When you send somebody money, you can put a comment about it. I really like the one at the school with the kids. It was a beautiful school. Curious on the kids, most of the kids with foreign parents. No, most of those, okay, Mozzie. So the one where I went to the private school in the northwest of Moscow, that was mostly, I'm going to say, wealthy Russian families that want their children to be taught the English syllabus. And the school that they're attending is up to primary school age. I don't think it goes after high school, up to primary school age. So from kindergarten up to primary school, and their syllabus is in English. It follows, I forgot what it was called, something like the Oxford syllabus or the something or other syllabus. So it wasn't expatriate family members. It was Russian families that send their children to that school. The teachers were mostly expatriates, though. So American, English, New Zealand. Yeah. Hello, Trosh. Hello. Have you been to Yekaterinburg? No, I haven't. To join Telegram, it sounds fun and interesting, but I don't want an app on my phone. Try to upload to only laptop, and it wants me to connect to my phone and then laptop. Yes, that's the thing with, you've got to do the app. And then you can link it. Like I've got WhatsApp on my desktop as well. I know it's not downloadable. I know Telegram's a web app. It's not a downloadable program, Telegram. Look into probiotics. They're discovering a lot about them now. They make you feel better, but mentally and physically. Okay. I know my wife does all these sorts of things. Oh, hello from Davlekanova. This is where we were. We were there. Well, it was more than a month ago now. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, there's a few my very first videos on the channel were from Davlekanova. So if you go and sort the videos on the channel by the oldest, there's a couple of the original videos there. The only thing with them, the original videos don't have the translation correct. I'm trying to go back and fix them one at a time. When you buy a large size meal, yes, in France, yeah, that's what the Kuznetochka's doing right now. Yeah, with a large meal. I didn't realize that when I went and got that free glass. They gave it to me. Gut health affects everything. Yeah, it would make me probably skinnier too. Also help with weight loss. 0.8 to keep bacteria alive. You can get unpasteurized kefir to save. I don't like kefir. I know, I'm sorry. I'm now, half the people watching have clicked off the video now when I say I don't like kefir. Try Russian tea with lemon. Yeah, my wife drinks a lot of tea. We have entire cupboard of different teas. Like she's bought one, then another one, then another one. Do people talk about Poland in the chat? I don't think so. People that I meet, there's not really any conversation about any country, not specific country. They talk about fears in Poland. Not saying this is true, but do people talk about it? No. Lyrical? Nothing. Every time you mention Ufa, I think of United Football Association. Yeah. Does it mean anything in Russian language, or is it just a name, Ufa? You actually say, instead of UFA, it's Ufa. So you got to say like far at the end. Ufa. Here's me trying to correct a Russian word with the way I say it. Ottawa, Canada. Moscow has so much to offer as St. Petersburg. Yes. Where are you from and why you moved to Russia? Sorry, you already answered these questions. I'm from Perth, Australia, originally. I met my wife while I was on holiday. We got married. Well, met my then wife, or now wife, in Thailand. She invited me to Moscow. We got married a few years later here in Moscow, in Zags 4, the one in the Marital Palace in Moscow. And I've lived here. Well, we lived back in Australia during COVID. My wife has residency for Australia. I have residency here. How long does it take by bus to get there to Moscow city center? And also wanted to say your videos of your shops and parks are amazing. Thank you, Alan. From where I live, I've got a 5-minute walk to the bus stop. And then it's about a 20 to 25-minute bus ride to Solara Shopping Center, which is in the southwest of Moscow. I go past Vnukovo Airport. That's pretty much on the highway as I go there. And then I take the metro, the red line south, and then it goes back into Moscow center. It takes about another 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. It's about an hour all up, just over an hour. Depends on how quick the bus comes at the bus stop. There's no schedule. It just turns up. The metro is about every 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes, depending on the time of day. Moscow City, which is the one with the skyscrapers, I'd have to take 2 different metros. So I'd get off at one line, connect over to the blue line to go to it. So it's just a little bit longer. Actually, I can get the train from Aprelivka to Kiev railway station, Kiev Baksal. And you can walk to the river or embankment and then go over a bridge to Moscow City, which is really nice to do that. I've done that with a friend when he wanted to do a bit of a walking tour in Moscow. You didn't like Kavir, but you forced yourself to like it. Yeah, I guess still going through weight loss. Yeah, I need to lose a little bit of weight somehow. My wife keeps feeding me, keeps offering me more food. Water in Bashkir language does not mean anything in Russian except for the name of the city. Oh, thank you. I recently discovered kimchi in a probiotic. Really enjoyed it. I don't like kimchi either. I remember in Australia, I put them on the shelf in the refrigerator section, the jars of kimchi. Is it called kimchi? Yeah, I'm saying it right. And I just didn't like, there was like an Asian section in the refrigerated area of the supermarket, like an Asian, a couple of shelves. It wasn't a lot of stuff, but all these things that I just don't like. Seeing when you work in the supermarket every day, and I'm mostly doing merchandise. I was doing merchandising. So you essentially learn every product in the whole store at some point. So yeah, you learn a lot of things you don't like. I want to study at MGIMO, but I heard the foreigners over there. I don't know what MGIMO is. Moscow Metro for the win. Yes. Pretty amazing system or transport system. Especially when you go on it the first time or the first few times, you're just in awe of it because, just the accuracy and the timing of it and the speed of it, and the ability for it to get people around Moscow very quickly, efficiently. You kind of figure out where you're going based on which metro station you're going to get out at. So even yesterday, where I went to go look at this apartment with this guy, I had to go to a metro station. And because the area where the apartments were, this micro district, was a brand new build area, there's no buses that go out there. So I ended up just getting a taxi for a few dollars, literally. It was a few hundred rubles for the taxi. The taxi driver was a really crazy guy. He didn't speak a word of English to me. And he was asking me about beer. Do I like beer? Do I drink beer? Which one do I like? It was really interesting. And then we couldn't get down one road because they're just building all the roads where these apartments were. And I said, look, I can just walk. I can get out here. I can walk across, down this closed road. And he's like, no. We'll go all the way around and drop me off on the other side. Do I know Zangiv? Yes, I do. I've actually met him personally. I need to get in contact to meet up with him again. We went for where did we go? We went for drinks, went for a walk, went to a couple of shopping centers together. He never told me where he actually lives. I guess that's just the mystere about Zangiv, but super nice guy. Genuinely a nice guy. I can't say enough about him. He is around. He's just not making content right now. He's got family and kids and a lot of things more than I've got going on. So I do need to go meet up with him again, though, because got a lot of things in common. We talk about YouTube and about Moscow and things like that. No, with cruise ships, you went to a lot of exotic places. So curious about colder climate travel. I've been to Scotland or Ireland, or Iceland. I've been to all 3 places on the cruise ships, but only for a day at a time. Can you see the Northern Lights somewhere in Russia? I don't know about Northern Lights in Russia. I'm absolutely certain you can, particularly in the northern part of the country. Yeah, I've never really traveled more than a day at a time to the places you're mentioning. Even in Italy, when we did the cruise ship builds, I was there in winter, but it was just colder. You know, I don't like sauerkraut either. These are all the things my wife likes. Blogging Trucker. Hello. One of the OG channel subscribers. Now have a look. 100,000 people are on the channel now. I have this plaque, but Blogging Trucker, it's in Australia, so I need to figure out a way to get there to go and collect it. And I did want to do some sort of a fundraising to get there, but it's not worked out, or a lot of people didn't like the idea because they think I want to go on a holiday. My parents are in Bali on the 4th of September in 2 weeks from now. And I had a plan to get a ticket from Moscow through China, through Shanghai or somewhere, China Eastern Airlines. There's a relatively cheap flight and go there for 7 days. Not just go there you can go there for the day and fly back, pick up the plaque, but go stay with and meet my parents for a few days. And then people said, oh, you're just fundraising to go on a holiday. You just want to take advantage of people about a holiday. And I just want to go pick up the plaque. So I don't know. I'm still working on it, but it's very hard to convince my wife to spend the money for a flight ticket and me go to Bali. My parents would be there, of course. And, I'd take a photo of me swimming in the pool and she'd be very upset. So I don't want to keep talking with her about it. Excuse me. Are you planning to collab with Zangiv? I know we made a video together on his channel, so I'm briefly in one of his last videos before he stopped making videos. To be on my channel would be kind of handy just to do a walk around somewhere, talk about, family life in Russia. We're more than happy to meet and not make videos and just chat and hang out and things like that. Yeah, I can't force myself to eat kimchi without gagging. Yeah, not everybody likes it, I think. Moscow University of Moscow for International Relations. Okay, I don't know all these acronyms. Mostly have no clue. Okay, MGU. Lomanov University. Yes, that's the main Moscow University there by Sparrow Hill. Been missing the live. Yeah, a little bit earlier today, but it's still close to the weekend. What are we at? An hour 13. 197 likes. We passed 100. Now I guess we're going to go for 200. There's no point saying let's get 1,000 likes or some silly number, 10,000. There's not enough of us here together to like it. I heard great things. Master, where are you from? Yeah, Perth, Australia originally, but now I'm here in Moscow, Russia. My family's all back in Australia. My parents, they don't tend to go on holiday very often. They're both retired now. They were very much working class parents that worked all their life without taking holidays. Even they didn't go on a what do you call this when you have the wedding? Honeymoon. Because they had my sister was born before they got married. My mum wanted to make sure she wasn't buying faulty goods, so they didn't even go on a honeymoon. They were both working full time. My dad worked at a carpet factory when I was young, and my mum worked at a clothing or fabric factory. They were both factory workers. I'm from Greece. Oh, there you go. It's very known, but you plan on going. No clue. Okay. I think everyone's chatting with each other. I'll go to Moscow on the 4th of September from China. Well, it's like an opposite. Hello to China, by the way. Oh, David, thank you for the super chat again. Well, is this super sticker? It doesn't show up when it's. Thank you for 10 euros. Thank you so much. This is a long way towards this trip. If I can make this trip happen, I will definitely document. I mean, it would probably be a goofy video, but it would be kind of fun. And would it become a viral video? You know, I flew to 10,000 kilometers to pick up my YouTube plaque kind of video. I like your videos. Thank you so much. I know actually the one thing that I'm working hard on with the videos is doing the subtitles. I've talked about it a few times today, and it kind of takes quite a few hours to go through the text that Google creates from your videos to correct the spelling and the grammar. And then I can actually choose like 4 or 5 different types of Chinese language. Chinese simplified, Chinese Hong Kong, Chinese. There's also like Chinese Hong Kong. There's a lot of Chinese languages that are in the if you're putting subtitles on. Do you know how it is for foreigners in? I don't know how. I've really met nobody that's university students. Maybe I meet an occasional person on the bus. So I don't really know much about the university and the schooling side in Russia. Anybody that I know here is really past school age. So I can't really answer to that. 8:20 in the morning here. Alien from Mars, but I love your channel and the way you film and talk while you show everything. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Alien. Yes, I'll be here a little bit longer on the live stream if you're coming and going. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if anyone does want to join the Telegram channel, you're more than welcome to chat with each other there. There's a very active audience. I'm going to say David is one of the main people that chats a lot in there. There's a few others. And you're more than welcome in the chat part to post photos, videos, whatever you like. Well, thank you. How's Russia compared to Australia? Wow, that's a pretty broad question. Obviously, one of the main differences here is the seasonal weather. You know, it's in Perth, particularly, it's southwest of Australia, considered a Mediterranean climate. So it doesn't necessarily have the 4 seasons of weather. You know, it's very mild winters versus, you know, genuinely colder winters in Russia. A lot of similar family values here, though. You know, people want and strive for the same kind of things. You know, their kids to be going to school, kids to be happy, you know, parents, you know, going to work, and I don't know, just normal day-to-day things. You know, there's a lot of normality to the people that I meet and interact with and friends that I have. You know, the one thing with Perth, for instance, it's on the coast of Western Australia. So everybody lives about an hour drive from a beach, especially everybody in Perth. So where we lived in Perth, we lived 800 meters from the beach. I intentionally wanted to live in a certain suburb, which was close to the beach for when Jen came. She doesn't drive, so she'd do a lot of walking, public transport. And, you know, that's the one thing with Russia being a little bit more landlocked, if you want to call it that, particularly on the western part of Russia. So you don't have that coastal feel, that ocean, unless you go to places that have got ocean or there's lakes. Obviously in Ufa, we went to a lake where we stayed for those few days. Could mum bring the play button? Just one return flight. And I think you mentioned she doesn't mind visiting Russia, but dad not. Yes, correct, Mozzie. Then you could do one live with mum. That would be cool. It's far easier for me just to get on a plane and go to Bali and get back on a plane back to Russia. My mum would have to apply for a visitor's visa. I mean, that's not really a problem. The cost of the flight for me to fly to Bali and back is really quite cheap compared to the flights to Australia and back. So me just getting on the plane and going there for the few days, I mean, it'd be crazy to go all that way just for a few days, maybe if I went for 6 or 7 days. They're staying in 2 different hotels on their trip. That would be a plan for them to bring it to Bali, me go meet it there, get on the plane and come back. I could definitely do a live stream with my mum. I really want to get them on the live stream like this on a side-by-side screen. But it's just trying to get them to be on to do that and maybe hold it up in the video. Doesn't hurt to put a like. Yes, 204 likes. Amazing. Maybe some people have popped in. Highway, thank you for this donation alert. Sorry. How did your mum agree with Russian wife? Propaganda is ultimate. Any Russians in Australia? Propaganda is eliminate any Russians in Australia. My mum was happy that I found a wife and we got married. My mum obviously misses the fact that we're not both there. She was a little bit upset that we ended up coming back here now 2 years ago. So my mum's just happy that there's somebody that she can share things with, like even some jewelry or, when we were living in Australia, particularly, my mum was always bringing food around or something for the kitchen or something new for the apartment where we were living in. And obviously, a lot of the years before living in Russia, I was working on cruise ships. So I was never really home for more than a month or 2 at a time. So for that year and a half we were there, it was like my mum we'd found each other again, and we could do things and spend time together. So my mum was very happy, when Jen came. It's probably more overwhelming for my wife, for Jen, than it was for my parents, because they knew so much about her before she came, whereas my wife had to get to know everybody from scratch. So thank you for the super donation alerts. Thank you. It's just on the side screen of this screen. So actually, what I can do is... No, I can't. I don't want to do that. No, I'll just leave it as it was. No, pleasure to hear from you. Thank you, Lyrical News. Thank you so much for your parents to ship the plaque to friends in Kyrgyzstan. My friend in Kyrgyzstan is now in Australia. Gleb, you might have watched a live stream way back when I did a video with Gleb where he came to the apartment. We chatted side by side. He's now in Australia. He's now going to be studying or doing I think it's his master's or his something or other in Australia. And he's in Perth. So he's not there to ship it to Kyrgyzstan to bring it to Russia. Next video is going to be tonight or tomorrow. Probably tonight in the next few hours. Hopefully I can get through the subtitling of it and it'll be on the video tonight. You missed the long winter detail out. Yes. Well, yes, it is long winters. Longer winters. Yes, it does go on for quite a few months. That's why Russians really cherish the good weather when it happens. I'm just pointing to the window. Come on, folks. If you want 4 seasons, come to Melbourne. We even get 4 seasons in one day. Yeah, very famous, right? Crowded House song. What's the Melbourne famous line? Beautiful one day, raining the next. I think that's the famous line from Melbourne. I was watching the Collingwood Essendon game today, but pretty much by half time it was already a washout. So I didn't watch the last quarter of it. So unless Essendon came back, I didn't see the end. Between Canberra and Perth, big differences. Canberra is obviously a territory inside New South Wales, where all the Parliament buildings are, where all the institutes are, Sporting Institute, things like that. They always say Canberra is full of retirees and politicians. And I'm sure Canberrans wouldn't be happy with that. Perth is coastal. Within an hour, everybody lives close to the beach. Perth's very flat. We don't have mountains, really. We've got one hill, which we call the Hills. Canberra gets much colder in terms of winter nighttime temperatures than Perth does. Are people the same? Yes, they are. Maybe it's sporting differences. Mostly in the East Coast, a lot of people follow rugby league, rugby union. In Perth, we tend to follow Aussie rules, Australian rules, or soccer, golf, whatever sport other than rugby. If you go to Bali to get your play button, please do a live with your mum, even if she's on for 25 minutes. Yes. I bet you're great. You're a cheery personality from her. Yes. Actually, on my cruise ship channel, I did put some Russian videos on there from a few years ago when I was back in Perth. And my mum was in a few different videos. We went to a shopping center. Actually, that was crazy. How many years ago was that? I did a shopping center tour with my mum. And actually in Bali too, we did a video where I went to I took her to a souvenir shop and she did a review of it. And she did the ending of the video is her reviewing what she bought, what she liked about it. And it was really kind of cool. Yeah, my mum definitely. Did you try learning the language? I'm still trying. I'm getting to know more words. Can I get it in a conversation? Probably not right now, but I can get enough words to talk to people. Talked to the taxi driver yesterday. Thank you so much, Goldie, for the super sticker. It doesn't show up the picture because of the StreamYard that I'm using, but thank you for £4.99. Thank you so much. Wow, I'm almost enough to go to Bali. Well, not quite, but yeah, Mozzie for sure. If I can get, well, I guess it's a bit of a pipe dream for now to get over there. Literally, I mean, my parents my mum mentioned when I did the last live chat with her, I do video calls. And she's like, oh, you're not going to surprise me in Bali, are you? And I'm like, no, Mum, I'm not for now. You know, I would love to do it. Just get on the plane, turn up, and then just walk in their hotel, swim in the pool. That would be crazy. But for now, not. Hello from Hyderabad, India. Always ready to see you live as you share lots of info. Thank you. Dayan Dad. Sorry if that's wrong. When I went to, last weekend, Sunday, I went to a military convention. Now, I didn't make a video about it because obviously it's not something that would suit the channel. But there were some Indian companies there that were promoting their, hardware. And there was an Indian guy there, obviously Indian stuff, right? They come from India. There was people from Iran, from Turkey, from China. Excuse me. Wow. And I went up to the guy and I said, you know, who's the second best cricket team in the world? And he's like, well, the best is India, right? And I'm like, no, you need to think of that question again. And I was having fun with him about Indian cricket because they're just cricket mad. I'm sure maybe you are as well. Maybe there's only a few people in India that are not cricket mad. So yeah, it was kind of fun to have a chat with him about India, or about cricket, really. That's all we talked about. So yeah, so I didn't make any video there. I took some photos. I met some subscribers there on the Telegram channel. I posted some photos with subscribers. I didn't post any of the photos of... You could take photos and video of anything you saw there, but I just didn't post them anywhere. So why is Australia such a dry country? We don't have a king or queen to reign on it. Oh, funny joke. Funny joke. Yeah. Was it 80% of Australia is uninhabited? Yeah, desert. A lot of nothing. I mean, you drive 3 or 4 hours east of Perth. There's farming and what they call it the wheat belt. Then there's a whole lot of nothing after that. Oh, do you stick to Western food? I do like some Russian cuisine. My wife makes soups and stews, or I was going to say pilaf. The rice, meat dishes. She likes fish. I'm not a big fish person. She likes to do baked fish quite a lot. I'm trying to get her to learn to do more Western food here. So, Andrew, thank you so much. AEDs for 25 AEDs. Thank you, Andrew Lalo. Thank you so much. Oh, drop the mic. That's cool. Thank you. I'm going to drop the mic, but in a little while. Not right now, but we'll go a little bit longer with the live stream. 6:30. My wife's not home, so I'm good. on retaining the Ashes with a very entertaining series. Yes, I watched a couple of days of each of the tests. I mean, it was very close, really. I mean, apart from some weather problems that kind of washed out one of the tests. But, there's obviously someone has to win, someone has to lose. The thing that I find, now, I mean, working on cruise ships was really that. On the cruise ships, you'd have crew members from about 50 countries of the world. And whatever country you're from, you're pretty much responsible for your country winning or losing something. So mostly sporting wise, we kind of tease each other about. So, when Australia lost at the cricket, the Indians won, the Indians on the cruise ship, like the employees would come to me and look for me and ask me what's going on, what's wrong, what happened. And I'm like, well, I'm not playing and I'm not there. But, you take responsibility for your own country, winning or losing. It was really mostly in sport. So yeah, I've kind of gained another country now to support. Sporting wise, I watch a lot of tennis. So there's a lot of Russian tennis players. So. Excuse me, sorry. Cinderella wants to get to the Melbourne. Cinderella wants to get to the ball. Melbourne are doing okay. I mean, they're not. I mean, Collingwood, I think, will end up winning the whole thing. They just want it more. Even today with Essendon match, I mean, they were dominating Essendon. Eagles and Dockers, my God, I don't know what to say about them. Dockers should be doing far better than what they do, or that they are. Eagles, we need to clean out some of the older players. Are they going to get rid of the coach? Hopefully. If you're not from Australia, we're just talking about football here. Cinderella wants to get to the ball. Melbourne are doing good the last few years. They had obviously the COVID years where they played in Perth. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Scarlett. That's so nice of you. Also visit the embankment of Nizhny Novgorod in summer. Maybe I should, or you should. I don't know. How was your Ufa trip? Oh, we caught up with chat now. Thank you. Ufa trip was very good. Yeah, we had a couple of days in Ufa when we first arrived. And then we drove to the countryside area, which is about 100 and something kilometers, to stay at this place we only could stay there 2 nights. We wanted to stay 3 nights. But I was lucky to get the 2 nights. I had to do had another place booked. It fell through. And I managed to get this place where we stayed at by me being super nice to the people and trying to figure out how to ask them if there's any cancellations. So where people book and don't turn up because it's so far from where people would come to. Some people would book and not turn up, right? So, we ended up getting that place for a couple of nights. And then we ended up going to my wife's auntie's place for 3 nights. And then back to Ufa again for 2 nights at my cousin's. It's my wife's cousin's place, it was very nice. Really genuinely loved the place. It's a bit of a reminiscing for my wife. She grew up there, was born there. So, it's nice for her to be back there and, reliving where she's from. Geelong and Fremantle are in the same boat. Very disappointing this year. Yeah. I like Geelong. I like a lot of their players. I just don't like Collingwood. I think that's everybody. Well, most people who aren't Collingwood fans. As you know, we are cricketing nation. Yes, David Warner is most admired in a place as he's David Bay, David brother. Wow, Davey Warner is the most admired in our place. Yeah, a lot of the Aussies play in the IPL, right? So it's a big deal. From the cruise ship days, crazy funny story. Well, not crazy funny, but if anyone may ever know about the poop cruise, I don't know what year it was, but there was a ship that had a fire and broke down, lost air conditioning, lost everything basically. The ship was, completely okay, apart from the fact there was a fire in the engine room. Nobody was hurt or injured. Nobody was sick or anything like that. But I was on that ship. It was called the Poop Cruise. It was very well documented on CNN. It happened where we came back into. Originally, we were just leaving Mexico. It happened the morning of leaving Mexico. Cozumel, crossed the Gulf of Mexico to New Orleans. We ended up that early morning of the sea day going back. The fire was, I don't know, 5, 6 in the morning. We ended up spending, was it 5 more days at sea? 4 days or 5 days. We got towed to Mobile, Alabama. We went to hotels, the whole crew, because obviously couldn't live on the ship. No air conditioning, no toilets, no running water. Pretty much everything that runs out of the engine room was disabled. So I was on that ship. It was very well documented. The ship came in on Valentine's Day, on whatever year that was. So if you maybe Google the Poop Cruise, Carnival Cruise Line, it was the Carnival Triumph that the ship was on. My dad actually was on the local radio in Australia. He called in after so many people were bagging and making fun and ridiculing the cruise line for what was happening. My dad rang in and said, "My son's on that ship," and was defending the cruise line, defending the company, defending me. Yeah, I mean, that was crazy at the time. There's obviously things that have happened. Mostly a lot of the COVID stuff. The ship that I was on was not involved in any part of COVID happening. But I was on a ship when COVID stopped all the ships in the world from sailing. So we we finished the cruise we were on. Nobody came on the ship after that. We then spent another 2 weeks just anchored off Galveston, Texas. And eventually the cruise line made the decision to send everybody home. So I flew back to Australia. And then at the time, 3 months, 2 months, a couple of weeks, we'll call you to come back. It ended up being nearly 2 years. So is the live stream to celebrate the 104,000 subs? No, YouTube has to create a hotkey so we can press the release confetti over you. And if you get to 1 million one day, you have to do one of those, run through a huge banner like the grand final. Yes. No, I've not done an official 100,000 YouTube subscriber celebration video. If I could get to Australia or to Bali, the cost of a ticket to Bali is about 70,000 rubles return, or $700 be about 1,000 something Aussie dollars return, which is it's China Eastern Airlines, but there's a Moscow. It's not Beijing or Shanghai. It's another city that I don't know the name of, and then to Bali and return. I'd love to do it with the plaque in my hand. Somebody said I should just get one made or printed or photocopied and hold one up. So, yeah, not yet. Which national team you support in the FIFA Women's World Cup? Of course, Australia. The one match where it was I didn't really watch the round robin matches. The one where they had the penalties and won, and then the next one they lost, and then England lost in the final. So I watched those. So yeah, I mean, I've got to support the national team of Australia because of that. So yeah, Sam Kerr is from Perth, by the way. Pretty much I think barring 2 players, all of the Australian team, barring 2 players, play internationally. And that was the same for most teams. They don't play in their own home country, any of their club football. Any interviews of you on the cruise ship? No, Marlene, there's not. No. I do remember, though, on the I Like Cruise Ships YouTube channel, we did was it 5,000 or 6,000 subscriber celebration. I think I even made a playlist. I don't think we ended up getting more than 1 or 2 videos, but I did it with my roommate at the time. The video we filmed, it wasn't a live stream, but we filmed in the library one night after work, like a chat. We just chatted to the camera, and then I put it on the channel, and we did a bit of a kind of a celebration of, I think it was 6,000 subscribers. Yeah, I Like Cruise Ships YouTube channel. So there's no interviews of me. I just mostly filmed how to get to the beach videos, some cabin tours, public area tours of the ship. I did like tours of the dining room and the seating arrangement in the dining room. What are your thoughts on the White Island incident? Where the cruise ships took people to the volcano in the sea that erupted? Yeah, that was a few years ago, right, in New Zealand. Look, my gosh, I mean, I was in Bali when we had a volcano eruption. It wasn't in Bali though. I think it was in Java, somewhere else. Where was the volcano? Was it in Bali? My God, I'm very geographically stumped. And I've also been in Bali when we had an earthquake. And I was actually in the hotel room at the time eating food, and then the room started shaking, and it was a multi-level hotel too. Yeah, look, things can happen, right? I mean, who's to blame and who's responsible, and getting people in and out of there. You know, there is protocols for everything that happens, and there is, you know, kind of like a book, like when there's incidents with airplanes or incidents with cruise ships, there is a kind of a playbook that they go by and steps they've got to follow in the event of an emergency and things like that. But then there's real life, you know, where there's people involved, and like on the Triumph when we had the fire, you know, there's 3,000 whatever guests there were, 1,000 crew members, and you know, even the best laid plans don't work. You know, like feeding the guests, you know, even the crew, right? You know, it's hard to make food when there's no appliances in the galley working. You know, for instance, they started making sandwiches, but a lot of the canned things, like canned foods, they couldn't open because they don't have can openers, like hand can openers. They've only got the electric ones for, you know, canned food. So everything that was, you know, people, even the passengers were like, oh, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Why can't the elevators work? There's no power. The ship was on full blackout. There was no emergency power because the generator was in the engine room, which also got on fire. So since then, they've moved and put additional secondary generators in other parts of the ship now to negate that. You know, I guess when you're not there, you know, it's very hard to kind of give your first-hand opinion, you know, your second-hand opinion. And, you know, people on the news, even when the ship was coming back into, we were coming into Mobile, Alabama, you know, there was helicopters flying over, you know, there was live streaming on CNN News, and then people giving their opinion about what is right or wrong. Always been impressed with the workers keeping up streets clean. Yes. Can't say the same for the UK. Yeah, right. You know, the rubbish collecting. Where we live, there's also a couple of people. The two complexes where we live, this is an older building. It's more than 10 years old now. But there's a couple of guys that look after these two buildings. So they're always like sweeping the paths. In winter, they clear the snow on the footpaths. We've got a garbage chute in our corridor, so they bring out the bins for the garbage. They keep the general area around our couple of buildings tidy. Yeah, but yeah, in Moscow, in the center, Herculean effort. I mean, you see them sweeping and cleaning everywhere, especially during events. Now they've got the Urban Forum in Moscow. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I also noticed the Russian. Yes. What do you do to keep yourself fit? Well, I don't keep myself fit enough. Going walking in Moscow is an easy way to keep fit. You can do 10,000 minimum steps going anywhere in Moscow. If you go for a day walking in the parks or around the center, 15, 20,000 steps. That's as much as I can do to keep myself fit, if that makes sense. I just need to eat less food. I mean, can't really say necessarily healthier food. I think what my wife makes and cooks and what we eat here is more than healthy. Janlang Malang Tang. Wow. Hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. 223 thumbs up. Thank you also to people that have done donation alerts. Obviously, I can see them instantly. I can then, obviously, with super chats, I can put them right up on the screen. That's super, super nice. Really and truly. Crucial question. Maybe this is a silly question. Where does the water come from for passengers on the ships, like bathrooms and kitchens? They have reverse osmosis. So the modern cruise ships, they've got in the engine room, they've got all the machines and filtration for making water on board with water makers that create from seawater to drinking water. They'll even say that it's better than your town water where you live. I mean, I never tested that to know that, but you can absolutely drink water from the tap in the cabin. A lot of crew drink a lot of bottled water on the ship, but a lot of crew that come from other countries do that where they live. So they come on the ship and do that as well. It's more common that the crew drink bottled water than drinking out of the tap, for instance. So, yeah, reverse osmosis. Any modern day cruise ship, that's a standard that they make water. When the ships come into port, particularly in the home ports like in Miami, Galveston, the ships will hook up the fire hydrant pipes to the ship and pump water into tanks on board. They can only use the seawater when the ship is so far out to sea because they want a purer, clearer, better quality seawater. You don't necessarily want to be docked in Manhattan in New York or in the harbor in Galveston or in the Mississippi River where maybe it's not particularly nice water. So the tanks obviously can use a cruise ship like Carnival Horizon is 4,000 guests, 1,400 crew. So they use a lot of water very quickly. So the ships, when they're in a home port, they'll fill up from shoreside water. There's a lot of upset about that because the people that live in the towns are saying, oh, the cruise ships are getting free water and we're paying for our water. The cruise ships have agreements with the ports and their docking fees. There's even now cruise ships that are looking to plug into shoreside power when the ship is docked and then switch off the engines when the ship's in port to lessen the emissions from the ships. So, what's your overall impressions of Davila Carnival? It's my hometown. I was kind of shocked to see familiar shops and streets. Yeah, if you go back to the oldest videos on this channel, the oldest videos, there is a couple of videos from Davila Carnival from the original start of the channel. Yeah, I really like the place. I mean, my wife will say it's quiet. It's not the same. She remembers it when she was young. You know, we went for a walk around the streets where her auntie lives and her second auntie. You know, it's they live. Her auntie lives close to where the bread factory is. There's a huge bread factory in Davila Carnival, or bakery, and you can see it from everywhere in Davila Carnival. You know, and it's where at the end of the street, there's a little tiny shop. There's a Pitorichka, there's a Magnet walking distance. And then in the town, then there's the market on the weekends. You know, I like Russia as a whole country. I mean, if it was a small town or a bigger town, you know, I'm still happy. I know I can buy more than enough adequate food in any shop in Davila Carnival like I could here in Moscow. I mean, the Pitorichka video I did in Davila Carnival there by the train station is no different to one in Moscow, really and truly. I mean, any Russian will know that where I do videos at Magnet supermarket or Pitorichka, these are the same over the whole country. Maybe a tiny bit of a different selection, but as a whole, you know, they're stocked the same. I mean, Davila Carnival is much quieter to drive around. We went to a friend's house for a barbecue one night. Her cousin's friends, we went to their house, you know, barbecue, music playing, back garden, and everyone was going into the sauna, to the banya. I didn't go because I don't really like banyas. But yeah. Mozzie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Number one fan. Thank you, Mozzie. I know you're always in the live stream, so I appreciate your gesture. Thank you. Wow. Amazing today. Super chats. Thank you so much. I like how I can now go straight to them. There's on this program I'm using now, I can go straight to it and put it straight up on the screen, just like that. And I can also do the banner, but that's a little bit advertising. Where's the brands? Where's the banner? This one. But that's not a clickable link. You can make it, but it's in the link pin description and pin comments. But you can put that on there, donate via donation alerts. So I don't really like to promote by putting it on there, but it's there. So we're going to go for another 9 more minutes, by the way. 2 hours is my normal live stream length. Sorry if you aren't aware when I'll switch off. Obviously, we're losing a few people slowly. It's very typically my live streams are 2 hours. And that's my normal live stream time. Yeah, Lara Lindsay. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Double Carnival now twice. And both times we enjoyed our stay there. We're obviously with family, so it's obviously a little different if you live there. You know, we went for a few days, but my wife's auntie's got her like traditional house with garden and, you know, growing everything. And we had very nice, never-ending food. Greetings from Melbourne. Hello, KFRA. Hello there in Melbourne. The key is fiber, fruit, and drink lemonade or lemon with lemon will help weight. If I drink never-ending water with lemon, see, my downfall is drinking fizzy drinks. And that's my big downfall. I've not actually even touched this today because I've just not felt well to even have fizzy drinks. We call them fizzy drinks. Do you feel safe in Moscow? Thank you, peace, everybody. Yes, Kate, I do. Peace to everyone from a Moscow girl. Oh, Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Hello. Yeah, I do feel safe. I mean, of course, there's things happening. Things are going on. Things are happening every day. We're literally up the road from Vnukovo Airport. We're kind of in the flight path of the airport. It's only... Actually, when you arrive in Vnukovo, and like when we flew back from Ufa to Moscow, we flew to Vnukovo, it's 12 minutes by taxi from the taxi picking you up on the arrivals platform to driving to our house. It's 12 minutes. So yeah, I feel safe. My wife obviously has a slightly different opinion, but you know, I got a bit of a no worries, relaxed attitude, which is probably not the right thing to say and do, but you know, it's like being on the cruise ships and then where that fire happened. You know, fire can happen on any cruise ship any day of the week. They don't happen really very often, but you know, it's things happen. So Russell, is the food prices more than US Russell, is the food prices more than Australia rents? No, food prices are very cheap here. You know, there's obviously the never-ending, you know, question about what is somebody's salary? How can people afford this? Is it, you know, this and that? You know, you can buy cheap food in the market here by the train station. You can go to a local shop. There's another market we've got here by the highway. You know, you can go to a nice fancy supermarket. You can go to a cheaper supermarket. But generally, food prices are very cheap here. Even if you're eating just normal staple food items, you know, you can buy vegetables and fruits that are in season year round and make nice hearty meals and food for not necessarily having to spend big money on something. P.S. You're a very kind person. Thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. Does that mean you get planes flying over all the day? No, they're not. No. Yeah, that's interesting, Mozzie. So depends on the weather. The planes come in from one direction or the other. They essentially, I mean, I don't know how you know how they've got waypoints. So the airplanes have got waypoints when they're flying to places. So I think Aprelivka, where I am, is the waypoint for coming into Vnukovo Airport. So you can kind of go the whole day and hear nothing. And then some days you can hear them every hour. And the planes are coming from every direction, right? So they're not necessarily all, but they feel like they come to Aprelivka and then they land. Yeah, it's not really a problem with noise. The windows we've got here are triple glazed. Most people have modern windows or plastic windows. They call them plastic windows, double or triple glazing. So you can close them and hear literally nothing. And I've got the window for the kitchen. Actually, the door behind me, you can see, is open for the balcony. and the window on the balcony is open, and we've got the lounge room window open, and the bedroom window on the other side open, just for fresh air. But yeah, you can kind of go days and not hear them because just really the wind and weather direction will change the landing pattern of the planes. So Moscow is one of the safest cities, no matter what time of the day. Yes, I think also too. I mean, this is just me and my thinking and thoughts, but if people just go about their normal life, like I'm living in a very quiet, small town here. I mean, yes, it's still close to Moscow. We're in Moscow region, but it would be very interesting to know what the true statistics here are for crime or incidents. And I would imagine they're very low. I mean, they had the Aprelivka City Day 2 weekends ago. And the fire brigade was there, the police were there, the local Roscovadia, like the higher police, next level up from police, were there, and everybody's just going about their day, enjoying the Moscow City Day, and it's probably far less incidents. Got to remember also, Moscow as a city is 15-17 million people, so things are going to happen every day, and they are going to be in the news and reported. Versus Perth, where it's 2 million people. So the percentage of things happen are bigger here because it's a bigger population. Wow. Rent to buy food in Russia, I reckon you could buy at least half of the year's worth of food in Russia because rent in Australia is super expensive. Yes, Mozzie, I agree. Yeah, the place where we were living in Perth, well, if I think of, I mean, we're paying in a month here. Well, no, we're not quite. I was going to say what we're paying in a month here is about not quite 2 weeks in Australia. So it's less than half price. Is that right? Half price? But that's really hard to put relatively, what you're paying rent here. And in Australia is very big different numbers. But then the cost of things like water and electricity here are very low. Cost of things like mobile phones and, your monthly internet is low. I mean, we're only paying Australian currency. I'm paying about $9 a month for unlimited internet, some broadband internet in the apartment here. Our electricity and water bill every month is about $25 a month for water and electricity. We don't have gas in this building. No. Yeah. All right, everybody. 2 minutes countdown. So yeah, Darren is off. Have a great evening. Enjoyed watching and listening to the live stream. Thank you. Love it. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you, everybody who's still here. 238 likes. I'm going to do my 2-minute wind down because it takes me 2 minutes to end the broadcast. Did you ever get to try Lay's? Oh, yes, I did. I did get to try Lay's mango chips. I saw Kakadu plum chips in Woolies. I'm not got to try them. Yes, they were very nice, by the way. Kind of a sweet and salty chip at the same time. So imagine more like a salted Lay's, a plain salted chips with mango. Definitely. It was actually, I had it twice. I bought it once just to try, and then I bought it a second time because I really liked it. It can be a little bit icky, though, like a fruit-flavored chip, but it was really nice. The Kakadu plum, I don't know. That was the one thing I was doing a lot in Australia, where I was working at Coles doing the merchandising and the floor plan layouts, introducing all they call new lines when new products come. So I was putting always out the new stuff, taking away all the deleted items. How many times I changed the Tim Tam flavors, chip flavors. Fireflux, thank you for the stream. I'm not game to try them. Yeah, that's the thing with new flavors, right? It's actually, I quite often, because the drive home from the Coles I worked at to my house was about 45-50 minutes, sometimes an hour with traffic. So on the way home, I'd always end up buying like a bag of chips or some sort of snack. And I'd always buy like a different pack of chips for the trip home in the car. I could have finished them before I get home, though. My wife didn't see that I bought them. So positive vibe. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I'm going to go tomorrow to well, hopefully I feel better by the end of tonight and tomorrow morning, to this fishing and car parts expos. There's two in the same place. It's a pretty interesting place where that convention center is. It's got a massive, massive shopping center there called Vegas. And there's also a 24-hour supermarket there, which is really neat as well. God bless you, Professor Russell from Nurse Jane. Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Oh, hello. I'm just about to head off. We've just clicked over 2 hours. That's going to be the end of the live stream. Thank you, everybody. I feel like I'm staring into the abyss looking up at the camera. I'm sorry, because I'm always looking down at the chat. Ask me, you guys have stream or Discord internet? Someone young asked me, you guys have stream or Discord? Stream and Discord. You definitely can use the internet to get Discord here. I don't use Discord, but I know about it. I'm in like one group on Discord, which I rarely log into to read and follow. I'm not really into it. Streaming in terms of gaming, I'm not into at all. I don't do any of that. I tend to watch just normal YouTube videos on YouTube. Looking forward to watching the next video tomorrow. Yes, pretty much by tomorrow at some point it will be on the channel. So I'll see if I can get it up in the next 2 hours between logging off this and going straight onto it. Bye, Peter. Thank you so much. Are you walking distance of the Kremlin? No, I'm long walking distance. I'm about an hour by transport to the Kremlin. If I literally left right now, 7 o'clock, 8:15, I'd be walking in Red Square. An hour and 15 minutes. I could literally be walking in Red Square. Yeah, I don't live anywhere close to the center, unfortunately. What a lovely chat. Thank you. Thank you, Goldie. Yes, thank you too also for people that did the super chats, super stickers. Please also, when you finish the video, if you wish, you can put a comment on this video in the comments below it. I will try to answer as many questions as I can. There's a lot of questions every day now. It's impossible to keep up with the comments on all the videos because of the amount of views a video gets. But if you want to chat or join me on Telegram, you're more than welcome. Traveling with Russell channel. Also, the links for donation are in the description of every video. I also pin a comment as well with that. Have a good evening. Was a nice chat. Yes, 7 p.m. I can log off. It's not like 11 or 12 at night when I'm logging off. Have a good evening with a nice chat. Thank you, Ozzy, Mozzie, Goldie, Marlene. Looking forward to seeing the new video. Thank you. Graphic to end your live stream like old-fashioned TV test pattern with the stripes and colors. Yes, I could do that. That would be handy, wouldn't it? Stream. You speak good English. Thank you so much. Yes, I do my best. Love your material. Take care. Thank you first. Thank you, everybody. All right, everybody. 247 likes. 248. Can we squeeze 2 more likes to get 250? I wonder. Thank you for donation alerts, whoever sent them. The one thing that's unique with donation alerts is it's an instant payment. Pretty much 3 or 4 a.m. the next calendar day, the payment goes to my Russian bank account. So it's basically instantly collated. And that's why a lot of Russian streamers like to use donation alerts as a way of instant payment. That makes sense. The super chat and things like that comes through the AdSense of YouTube, which is no worries to me either way. Was never really like a big goal of the channel to make money from the videos. You know, I mean, as long as I can pay the bills where I live here, I'm happy. You know, things like donations that come through the channel go towards the channel to make more videos, to make trips, to go away somewhere, to do something, to buy equipment, to make the channel better quality. That's really what the point of the donations and helping the channel is about. If I can get to Bali in a week and a half's time, my gosh, that would be amazing. It's not really that I want to go there just for a holiday to swim in the pool at the hotel. It's really to go get the YouTube plaque and celebrate with everybody who helped the channel get to 100,000 subscribers, because that was, one of the goals that everybody has with YouTube. First is 1,000, and then it's 100,000. To get through to 1 million, my gosh, that would be insane. I'd be not being able to leave the apartment if I get to 1 million, and people would recognize me everywhere. So, when am I going to go to Southern? Is that Southern River Station? Severny Rich Vauxhall. Soon. I need to make a plan of what I'm going to do different days this coming week. Southern River Station. Actually, at the Urban Forum in Moscow at Luzniki, they've got a little water pool set up with remote control boats, with a Northern River Station and a Southern River Station. So, yes. I'm out of here. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. 7 p.m. here in Moscow. So yeah, look out for the new video coming on the channel soon. Look at old videos, put some comments, put some likes, interact with other people who put comments on the videos if you wish. Yeah, see you, everybody. Bye.